So good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us in yet another edition of today's training. I want to appreciate all of you who registered for this course. We have printed out your names today to see how many people that have registered for this course. And we discovered that we have about 918 people that are registered for this course. 918. This is what we have here. See your names here. So by today, we are going to start marking this attendance. So anybody who attend the meeting, comment, share, likes, we're going to mark your name because that is active participation. So we know that you are participating actively. Why those that just want to come and play with us will play along and then make sure that at the end of the day, we know who participated effectively and those who do not participate effectively so that we can know what to do. So I want to appreciate those of you that have been so punctual, so active in this training. So once again, I want to appreciate you and welcome you in today's training. And today, we are going to continue from where we stopped. We're going to go into Module 2 of the training. We have looked at Module 1, which was Introduction to Alternative Dispute Resolution. So we are going to look at, we're seeing Module 1, right? We're seeing Module 1. So we're going to look at Unit 3. So I want us to flow together today as well. So in Unit 3, we'll be looking at the types of ADR. The types of ADR. So we're going to go deep into it. We saw them from the introduction. We saw mediation, arbitration, negotiation, just at the introductory level. So we are going to go deep into it now so that we'll know more about this concept and how they work. All right, that's what we're going to do now. So let's flow together. Let's flow together. So we're going to look at types of ADR. Types of ADR. That's alternative dispute resolution. Types of ADR. Alternative dispute resolution. So we have major three types of ADR, which you know are mediation, arbitration, and negotiation. To some larger extent, you must come to see something like conciliation or reconciliation, and then, but also under some aspect of mediation. So let's look at mediation. Maybe as we go deeper into the course, you get to see where they will come in. All right. So now we are looking at types of ADR, and we're looking at mediation. That's number one that we're going to look at, mediation. So we're going to look at the processes. We're going to look at the role of the mediator. So if you want to be a mediator, what are your roles? So we're going to look at it. We'll look at the benefits, all right? We're going to look at the benefits, all right? What are the benefits of being a mediator, or what are the benefits of mediation? Then we'll look at the challenges that confront mediation as an aspect of alternative dispute resolution. So, like we defined mediation before, the definition still remains the same. It does not change at all. The concept remains the same. Mediation is a form of alternative dispute resolution that involves a neutral third party, all right? A neutral third party, that is the mediator. That's when two people are fighting and somebody comes in between, we call him the mediator. Do you understand? You want to intervene, you want to separate the fight, then you become a mediator, all right? So facilitating communication and negotiation between disputing parties to help them reach a mutually acceptable solution. So The job of a mediator is just to facilitate discussion and conversation between or among the parties to dispute so that they can resolve their conflict amicably. That's the role of mediation, or that's the role of mediators. Do you understand? To facilitate communication, dialogue, or conversation, or discussion to make sure that you arrive at, a reasonable outcome that suits all the parties to conflict. So let's look at the mediation process. What are the mediation process? First and foremost, if you want to carry out mediation, what do you do? First, we call it preparation. Preparation is key for every successful mediation process. Do you understand? So you must prepare yourself. You must prepare. And what are the areas of preparation that you are going to, look into? We'll talk about initial meetings. All right. We look at the initial meetings. The mediator meets with each party separately. That's before you bring the parties together for a conversation. You first and foremost meet them separately, individually, okay, to understand their perspectives, interests, and goals. So you meet them one after the other. So after you might have met with them individually, then you now bring them together for a discussion. I get a point now. So, and another aspect of preparation that you are going to do is to set ground rules. What are the ground rules? So that they will guide the discussion. Because it's just allow people like that, they will communicate anyhow. They will begin to abuse and insult when emotions are high. Do you understand? They'll begin to insult and then abuse. So instead of communicating, instead of conversing, they will be, counteracting. So it will become a problem. So what you do is you set ground rules, all right? So the mediator establishes ground rules for the mediation sessions to ensure respectful communication, so that you communicate and speak with respect. You'll not be abusing and insulting people because you're offended or because you're what. So that's why you must, communicate. You must set ground rules as a mediator. All right. Let's look at opening sessions. So the next thing after preparation, that is initial meetings and the setting of ground rules. Maybe we'll look at some of the examples of ground rules that you can set. Opening session, we'll look into that later. Opening sessions, we say introduction, all right? The mediator introduces themselves and outlines the mediation process, all right? So you introduce yourselves, everybody introduce, you introduce, this one introduce, and the mediator also introduce himself and his mission, and then outlines the mediation process. Also define all the ground rules. Do you understand? So that everybody will know that this is what we are going to do here and this is how it's going to flow. So everybody knows the order of things and how it will happen. Do you understand? So opening session, though, and then we'll talk about statements. So each party has the opportunity to present their view of the dispute without interruption. That's number one ground rule. So when somebody's speaking, don't interrupt the person. Allow the person to speak. It doesn't matter how provoked you are. It doesn't matter how, it hits you. Just calm down, hold your peace. When the person finish, then you say your own. Do you understand? So it's one of the ground rules so that you will not interrupt when somebody is speaking. There are some people that when you are speaking, they say, no, wait, wait, let me. So it's end up wasting time. Do you understand? It even cause confusion. Maybe the point somebody wants to make, because of that kind of interruption, you'll not be able to make your point again. Do you understand? So opening session is guided by introduction and the fact that every party to conflict have opportunity to make their own statement and say what concerns them. Then joint discussion, all right? joint discussion. All right. Another process of mediation is joint discussion. Facilitated dialogue. That is, the mediator encourages open communication between the parties, helping them clarify issues and interests. That's what the mediator helps to achieve. Do you understand? That's what the mediator helps to achieve. Helps the parties to conflict, to dialogue, to discuss their issues, clarify issues and their interests, identify interests. Another thing is identifying interests. The mediator helps the parties identifying their underlying interests rather than just their position. So that's what it means. So the mediator helps the parties identify their underlying interests rather than just their position. It's not just what you say you want, but what is your interest? It's not just what you say it is, but what's actually your interest. You understand? It's not this position that you stand on, that what you say is final. How can it be final? It cannot be final, right? So that's what it means. So another process of mediation is private caucuses. Private what? Caucuses. That is separate meetings. The mediator may meet with each party privately to explore their concerns and possible solutions without the other parties present. Do you understand? So the mediator also can decide, maybe after conversation again, they meet with them privately again to see the possible way of making sure that they come up with something better. Maybe after their conversation, maybe they may have a stop process where progress is not making. So maybe the mediator decides, okay, let's talk more. Let's see what is happening here. Do you understand? Some of you intervene, you call somebody by the side, hey, come. Hey, so what are you saying here? What is actually your interest? Do you understand? What do you want? Tell me. We'll see how it can be possible. Do you understand? That's what you discuss. So confidentiality. Information shared in caucus is typically kept confidential unless the party agrees to share it. So once it becomes a matter of caucus, do you understand caucus now? So those of you that are politicians, you should understand what I'm talking about. We have political caucus. This one have political caucus. Do you understand? The stakeholders. Do you understand? So the meeting of a caucus, that is, it's more confidential. Do you understand? It's more confidential. So whatever is being said, there remains there, except the consent of the party for it to be released. Otherwise, it remains as a secret. So look at negotiation. Negotiation also is part of the process of mediation. All right. So generating opinions or options, alternatives. The mediator facilitates brainstorming of potential solutions that satisfy the interests of both parties. Do you understand? So problem solving is also the aspect of negotiation. Negotiation comes with solving problems. Do you understand? So that when the parties know what they want and know their interests, then that can help to solve the problem. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So the focus is on collaborative problem solving rather than adversarial negotiation. Here, you are not coming here to destroy anybody. You are coming here to solve your problem jointly, to make sure that the outcomes benefit everybody. It benefits you, it benefits another person. Do you understand? That is just it. You're not coming here to just seek your own interest and then make your will happen against the will of the other. No. Closure. So when it comes to closure, you look at agreement. What is agreement? What are the things that you are reaching out and saying that, okay, this and this and these are the action steps you're going to take? You understand? If the parties reach a consensus, the mediator may help draft a written agreement outlining the terms. That's what you have agreed on. Do you understand? So the mediator may help to draft them, that these parties agree that going forward they will do this, do that, and then those, okay, I'm going to compromise this, I'm going to give up this for this. Do you understand? So the mediator will help you to draft it so that it will be in a written form, so that there will be no argument of I did not say anything like that. I did not remember saying anything like that. People can deny something they said, so you have to put it down. So after the mediator will put it down, he will make sure that he will read and emphasize what they have said and they will agree. You understand? So follow up. The mediator may schedule follow-up sessions to ensure compliance and address any further issues. So that's it. So the mediator may, put in some mechanisms to follow up and see if possible to bring them together again to see whether things are working as they have agreed, or someone has reneged on the agreement, or someone has deviated, or someone has withdrawn from whatever agreement they might have agreed on. So you have to, follow up so that you can determine whether everything is being implemented as agreed or not. But that is what it needs to be done. So these are the processes, all right? These are the processes of mediation, all right? That processes of mediation. So can we go over them again? We'll talk about preparation, right? We'll talk about opening session, right? We'll talk about joint discussion, private caucuses, negotiation, and then we'll talk about closure, right? So these are the processes of negotiation. So let's mediation rather. So let's look at the role of the mediator. So now, assuming you are the mediator now, so what is your role? What role will you play as a mediator, or you are expected to play as a mediator? Right? Let's look at them. Neutral facilitator. You are to be a neutral facilitator. What neutral means is that you are to be a non-interest party to this issue, since you have, maybe by virtue of the parties to the conflict appointing you to be their mediator, it means that you're going to be a neutral facilitator. What that means is that you're not going to take side. You are not going to be on nobody's side. You are on your own side. Do you understand? You are neutral. So the mediator remains impartial. You are not going to show any sign, not even small, not an iota of partiality. Once somebody discover that you have made yourself to identify with another party, that is the end of mediation process. It will not continue, because mediation itself is built on trust. So when that trust is destroyed, you cannot gather it. Do you understand? So it helps both parties communicate effectively without taking sides. That is it. You don't take sides. Just be on a neutral level. So your role as a mediator is to be a neutral facilitator. So if on any occasion you are to intervene in any matter whatsoever, no matter how small the matter is, do not and never take side. Be as neutral as you can. Don't support anybody. Just based on the fact and guide the parties involved to take decisions. You are not even to take decisions on their behalf. You are not. Your role is not to take decisions. You can only help them to come to understand what they are saying. Do you understand? So that they can understand it better, but not to take decision on their behalf. That's number one. Neutral facilitator. That's your role. Number two, encourager of dialogue. You are to be an encourager of what? Dialogue. Your role is to encourage the parties to conflict to dialogue, come to a conversation. Do you understand? That is your role. You are to foster an environment whereby the parties to conflict feel free to communicate. Nobody is being threatened. Nobody is being afraid. Nobody is showing any form of concern so far as the parties are concerned. Do you understand? So they negotiate freely. They say that is, you encourage open communication. Do you understand? honest communication. Nobody's afraid. Do you understand? So you are to encourage. So one of your role, again, as a mediator, is the role of encourager. That's you have to encourage the parties to, dialogue. Number 3 is problem solver. Right? The mediator helps identify interests and generate creative solutions that may not have been considered by the parties. Based on what they are discussing, all right, you can help them to see possible areas. That is, you are not deciding for them. You are just opening their eyes. Okay, you are just giving them insight on how this issue can be addressed better if they can consider it. Do you understand? So maybe they are not seeing the angle where you are coming from. So you just give an opinion. It's an opinion. You have to give an opinion, not a decision. You are not to take a decision on their behalf, but you can give an opinion. Do you understand? And then so that you can open their eyes to see what they are not seeing. And maybe if it goes away with them, they can go with it. If not, they will say no, and it continues, and you are not to impose it on them. Do you understand? But you should help to be a problem solver. The essence of mediation is to help resolve a problem. So you're not just coming there to make the issue complicated, but you are going there to provide solution. Do you understand? So another role of a mediator is to guide. You guidance. So the mediator guides the process, ensuring that it stays on track and that each party has the opportunity to speak and be heard. Do you understand? Let's focus on the discussion. Don't go and bring yesterday problem. Don't go and bring future problem. Don't go and bring a side problem. Let's look at what we are discussing. Let's stay on track. Let's be focused on the issue. Do you understand? And even forget about the outcomes. Yes, you are in charge. You are to facilitate the outcome, but let's focus on the issue first, and the outcome will determine by itself. Do you understand? So these are the role or some of the roles of a mediator. We say what? You have to be a neutral facilitator, as that's one of the role of mediators. And then you are also to encourage what? Dialogue. You are also to be what? A problem solver. You are also to be what? A guardian. You guide so that they will not go off course. They will be on course until you resolve the problem is resolved. So let's look at some of the benefits of mediation. What are benefits of mediation? We have several benefits of mediation. Some of them we discuss. In some of them are general aspects, benefit of the ADR that we discuss, which is also cost effective. Right? One of the benefits is what? Cost effective. Another one is time saving. Another one is confidentiality. You enjoy that confidentiality. The issue is not in the public domain. It has wall. Your issue has wall. Even though they say wall also speaks, but in this case, until someone speaks with the wall may not say anything. And even if the wall chooses not to speak, it will not speak. Let me tell you a story of one man. The man, you know, he was a hunter. So he went out for gaming, to hunt games. Do you understand? And then what happened? In the course of hunting, he met a skull. That is a dead man after he wrote and everything finished, the skull, now you understand. So, and then after what happened? He began to speak with the skull, and they say, how can this man, you come and die in the bush like this? Why see you? How can you come and die in the bush like this? What? If care is not taken, it's even your mouth that kill you. Do you understand? So surprisingly, the skull spoke. He told him that, well, it's maybe it's my mouth that kill me, but you too is your mouth that will kill you. Do you understand? So what happened? The man ran and reported to the king that he saw a skull and the skull spoke. And the king say, how can a skull spoke? Human being died. Skull. No, it's not possible. The man say it's possible. It spoke to him. King said that is not true. The man say it's true, but if the king is not believing him, let's go there. If it does not speak, let the king kill him. So he now give his life as a surety, guarantee that this skull will speak. So they went. King follow. When they got there, the king speak to the skull. Skull did not respond. The man, they did all they could. The skull did not say a word. You understand? So the king said, oh, you say if he did not speak, we should kill you. He did not speak. So let it be as you have said. They bounced on the man, kill him. After they kill him, finish, the skull say, I told you that you too is your mouth that will kill you. So you can see. So confidentiality is key. So once, and in mediation, one of the benefits you enjoy is the benefit of confidential. That is the secret remains as, even sometimes there are some cases in mediation that you are not even to make them as a reference point anywhere. It remains as a secret as anything. Do you understand? Control and empowerment. So you have control over the process and possibly determine the outcome. Do you understand? Of the process based on how you are engaging in conversation and in the process. Preservation of relationships. It preserves relationship. You deal with the problem and then accept the individual. So you are not dealing with the problem and also dealing with the individual. No, you deal with the problem and embrace the individual again, and relationship continue. Business relationship continue. Interpersonal relationship continues. Do you understand? They will talk about flexibility. Flexibility. Solutions can be tailored to be specific to needs and interests of the parties. Do you understand? So it's not something that is being determined by what the court want, but it's based on the needs of the individuals. So, but what are the possible challenges of mediation? What are the possible challenges that confront mediation? Let's look at some of them. Let's look at some of the challenges that confront mediation. Power imbalances. We talked about it yesterday. If one party has significant power or resources, it may affect the fairness of the process. Do you understand? It may affect the fairness of the process. That is, some people may be feel cheated. Do you understand? That's what it means. So some people may feel cheated because of lack of balance of power. Then lack of trust. Participants may not trust each other or the mediator, making open communication difficult. So in a whereby you don't know sometimes you want to intervene in a situation that we are not invited. And then you want to come and ask a question, and then you want somebody to share his or her secret with you. No, it's not possible. Do you understand? So, and like I told you, mediation totally is based on trust. So if someone does not trust you enough to share a secret or a secret with you, they will not be open enough to communicate freely. Do you understand? So it will become so difficult to solve the problem. So that's what I mean. The emotional barriers. Emotional barriers. Strong emotions can impede rational discussions, causing parties to, to focus on grievances rather than solutions. We talk about emotional intelligence now, and we talk about how self-awareness can help you. That's being aware of yourself and how you feel, and how that makes you take decisions and influence your actions, and then also help you to be aware of people and their behavior and their emotions. Then it gives you opportunity to show empathy where necessary. So now self-awareness is key. Do you understand? And then when you have that kind of self-awareness, you activate the aspect of self-regulation. That's, you regulate your emotions so that you'll not be able to respond impulsively. Do you understand? You respond adequately and well articulated. Do you understand? Based on, so you're not responding based on your emotions. Yes, your emotion may have a part to play on what you do, but you can have authority over your emotion so that you not respond. Maybe you are provoked, then you begin to shout and then raise your voice. No, you can still maintain the tune of the voice you started with and continue to progress like that. That is to say that you have mastered yourself and your emotion. Do you understand? So emotional barriers, this can be a challenge. Sometimes people just get so provoked that they don't want to listen to anybody. They don't want to engage in any meaningful conversation. They are just shouting and insulting and abusing and cursing and saying all manner of things. That's what people does. Do you understand? So, but we can do better. Do you understand? We can do better. We can do better. So we talk about resistance to compromise. That is where when it comes to a point whereby we have to give up certain things just to make progress. Some people don't want. I am not going to see, not even a bit of it. I'm not going to drop anything. I'm not going to give up anything. So far as I'm concerned, I'm standing my ground. What I have said is final. And it doesn't matter what anybody here says. My decision is final. They are so resistant to any form of compromise and, you know, adjustment. They just want to maintain their ground. So it's become so difficult. So the unwillingness to make concessions, it leads to what? Deadlock. 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 You deadlock and remain there. No progress. Stagnated completely in the discussion process. Then cultural differences. We have different cultural backgrounds, come from different backgrounds, raised differently, and then different belief system, different cultural heritage, and all of these things can be a limitation to mediation. Do you understand? Because some people, they believe in, so we are trying to tell them something, but they don't believe in that because of their cultural, where they are coming, and it's not their fault, it's where they are coming from. They are not raised, they don't know what you're talking about, they are not used to what you're talking about. So it's totally out of point. They will have inadequate preparation. Inadequate what preparation? Parties may come to mediation unprepared. Because sometimes you come with no, sometimes we just enter into it not knowing what we are doing. Or you don't gather your fact or your information very well, you just enter. They call for a discussion, so let me come. Do you understand? So, but if you know, if you prepare, you'll be able to respond better to some of the issues. So mediators bias. So a mediator can also be biased. Do you understand? A mediator also can be tempted to take position. Do you understand? Take sides. So biases, or the mediator may have certain interests, hidden interests that you don't know. So, and then it becomes a limitation. Then limited authority. Mediators typically do not have the power to enforce decision. Mediators do not have the power to enforce decision, which can lead to non-compliance. All right. So once mediation ends, if the parties themselves do not take steps to implement what has been resolved, so the mediator cannot enforce it. He does not have that power. What he did was just to facilitate the process, to help the parties themselves follow up certain action and arrive at particular solutions for themselves, and then take action to implement the solution they have arrived at. And so the parties remained committed to implementation. So in situation whereby any party refuses to do otherwise, then it becomes a problem, and the mediator cannot enforce such. Do you understand? So complex cases in complex cases involving multiple parties, or intricate interests or issues, managing the mediation process can be so challenging. Do you understand? Then we'll talk about follow-up issues. Ensuring that agreements are implemented and adhered to can be difficult without ongoing oversight. There may be oversight function, there may be oversight issues. You want to do this, but maybe you were supposed to call, you didn't call, it's supposed to check on. Because of other engagement, it becomes so difficult. So this is the mediation aspect. So you see how we're going deep into it, but we are still going deeper. We are still going to look at the advanced application of mediation. We look at some of the things that we need to do. And then, but briefly, let's look at the ground rules for mediation. What are those ground rules for mediation? One, we'll talk about the Vegas rule. The Vegas what rule? The Vegas rule. That is when the Vega or the Vegas rule is used in a meeting. That's you are setting. These are the ground rules that you are setting as a mediator. One is what the Vegas. Vegas now. The city in the United States or America. All right. So when the Vegas rule is used in a meeting, it means that everything that will be said in the meeting stays in the meeting. Whatever you say in that meeting remains in that meeting. So as you may guess, this comes from the original saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Do you understand? What happens in Vegas stays in what? Vegas. So whatever is being said in that meeting remains in that meeting. You are not going to take it outside. You're not going to take it anywhere. It remains in that meeting. That is number one ground rule. Number two, tackle problems, not people. Tackle what? Problem. In this discussion that we're about to go into, please, let's focus on the problem, not the person. So it's become so clear that you are trying to address the problem and not the people. So when people feel that their personal viewpoint is under attack, they often feel hurt. Do you understand? Lash out and attack back. All right. So it becomes so defensive. And then as a result, discussion can become toxic and can quickly grow into conflicts. Do you understand? So tackle problems, not people. Help to avoid this by using language that focus on the objective problems at hand. So don't accuse, don't abuse, don't insult, don't undermine, don't underrate, because there are some people that when they see you, they begin to talk down on you. Do you understand? As we were driving inside town today, we're going to we'll say we're going to our venue for induction tomorrow to go and drop some things there. So some of these AMAC people, these tax collectors, they were there. So they stopped me and then they were asking me, is this vehicle the organizational vehicle or private vehicle? I said, what's your business? They said I should bring the VIO papers so that they will confirm whether the vehicle is a private one or organizational. I asked you, is that your duty? I asked the guy, is that your duty? Are you VIO? You're not VIO. Asking me to bring VIO paper. What's your business with VIO paper? You understand? So when I became so I asked him, just stay in your track. You are here for AMAC. He asked me, do you have AMAC paper? What's your problem? So, but at the end of the day, I showed them the AMAC paper they were looking for. And just before we go, he said, you are just a driver. Yeah, you are just a driver. So by the time you own a car now, nobody will talk to you with that now. I just zoom off and go my own way. You understand? So in a conversation, focus on the issue, not the people. Do you understand? So you don't know me. We have never met anywhere. And then you know me as a driver. So sometimes people leave the issue and they begin to attack people. So that one was attacking me, but me, I didn't have time for him. So I zoom off and we move. Do you understand? So that's just it. Because I showed him what he wanted. So I moved. All the insult that he was insulting was his own. But that is how people behave in the conversation. Sometimes they leave the matter and focus on the people. Do you understand? They focus on the people. They begin to attack, insult, undermine, and belittle, say, look at this, look at you, look at you. So you have mouth to talk to me, look at you like this. So please, it shouldn't be you like this. Just focus on the issue. Let's discuss the issue. Then we have the Chanter House. You know our Chanter House, we have our presidents and the contestant always go now, the Chanter House in UK, now. So we have what we call the Chanter House rule. The Chanter House rule. The Chanter House rule is an alternative to the Vegas rule. The Vegas rule is that whatever it says in the meeting remains in the meeting, right? But the Chanter House rule, it means that whatever you say there can be taken outside. There's no challenge. So under the Chanter House rule, everything that has been said in the meeting might be carried outside, but without attributing it to a specific speaker. That is, you can give reference to it, you can quote it, but you will not say who says it. Do you understand? You don't mention anybody's name, but you can quote it somewhere, maybe we're in the process of communicating. Do you understand? That's the Chanter House rule. It's different from the Vegas rule, because the Vegas rule, whatever you say there remains there. Do you understand? In the meeting. Then we'll talk about the share the A. Share the A is also another rule. This ground rule strengthens the importance of being inclusive and making space for order. That is often quiet and persistent. That there are some people that may be around, but they don't want to say anything. That is, it's as if their mouth is zipped up. Do you understand? They don't say anything. They are just so quiet. They enjoy the discussion, but they don't want to contribute to the enjoyment of that discussion. Do you understand? They just remain quiet and they are hesitant. Even when you call them to speak, they don't want to speak. But you have what we call share the A. So they can also have the opportunity to contribute to the flow of that meeting. Do you understand? Then we'll talk about discuss undiscussable issues. Discuss undiscussable. Discuss even the things that are hard to discuss, even secret things. You can discuss them freely. Do you understand? Windshield rule. We have what we call the windshield rule. Windshield rule says that it's better to look ahead through the windshield. Do you understand? On your car, you have a windshield. So rather than dwelling on what has passed, that's it. Look at first your front, leave the one that is behind. Because in the conversation, somebody will go and say, so that is what happened last year. You did the same thing to me. And you are repeating it. Women sabi do that one. Last year, you did the same thing. Last month, you did the same thing. And it's always doing this thing to me. So discuss the present. Forget the past. Do you understand? Focus so that you can move forward. Explore interest, not position. Explore what? Interest and not position. That's another rule. You look at the interest and not the position of the parties to conference. So use I statement instead of saying you. Say your own point and attribute it to yourself. Like I feel so bad when things happen like this. Oh, but don't say when you do things like this. Oh, when you do not listen to me. Oh, I feel ignored when you do not hear me. No, you can say I feel ignored when I am not being heard. It's quite very simple than accusing and then attributing it to someone. So use I statement and lean into discomfort. Come out of your comfort zone and then try to see how you settle problems. So these are some of the ground rules that we have when it comes to mediation. Are we together? Are you following me? Right? So can you mention one of the ground rules out of the many that I have mentioned? At least, even if we forget, don't forget the Charter House. The Charter, at least you know that Tinubu went to Charter House. Peter Obi went to Charter House. And all of them that were contesting in the last election went to Charter. And all our presidents always go to Charter House. So even if we forget all the rules that we have mentioned here, at least I know you will not, as a Nigerian, you will not forget the Charter House. I know. Although some of you are not from Nigeria, some of you have Ethiopia, Kenya, and so many other countries online here. But For us here, we have our leaders who don't go to Chanter House. So this particular ground rule, we cannot forget it. Mhm. And then for those of you that like America so much, you will not also forget the Vegas. Do you understand? So that is what it means. So that's what it means. So if you join this meeting, please, if you are not share this meeting with someone, share it so that they will also get to know about the meeting and be part of it. Do you understand? Like before some of you join this meeting, I show you. See, these are your names. Those of you that are registered, these are your names. You see, we have printed it out. All right. Why do we print them out? We have about 918 people that are registered for this course. 918. All right. So how many people are online here? About 79 now. That's 79. That's what I'm seeing here. So, and what we are going to use to mark your attendance, we are going to mark your attendance. I'll mark it and snap it and send to the WhatsApp group so that you see it. What we are going to use this thing to mark your attendance and participation in this course is your share, your comment, and your likes. Do you understand? If you like, share, it shows that you are actively participating. So we'll mark you, we'll tick your name. So when the examination comes, we will send you the examination link privately. We are not sending it in a group. We'll send it to you privately, and then you have it. Do you understand? So those that think that we are here, we are playing, they will just come and play along and then get certificate. Because they say it's free, so they can get it for free. It's not going to be as free as you think. The last two, we consider it as we give you a free giveaway. But this particular one, this alternative dispute resolution is one of the core aspects of conflict resolution and conflict management. So we cannot just give somebody a certificate that he cannot be able to defend and cannot make any impact for it. No, we cannot do that. Do you understand? So we are going to mark this attendance very seriously. So if you want us to mark you, better do your share because we are going to see it. We are going to go through your comments and then we'll see it. That's, you must comment, you must share. It's very important so that people can see it and then also can take opportunity, grab this opportunity to also learn what you are learning here. You are learning for free, you're not paying me. You understand? So, and definitely, we hope that by your contribution to share, indirectly, what you are doing is that you're also promoting peace. Do you understand? You are sharing it to someone. So you too, you are contributing in propagating and promoting peace. So that's what it means. So don't be afraid. Don't be so stingy to even share. Share. Even if you're on YouTube, those of you on YouTube also should share. I have noticed that people do not share. So share so that you can get to others. Thank you. So we are going ahead now. Let's continue with our training. So arbitration. Arbitration. So we're going to look at the processes, types, and enforcement awards. All right. These are the things that you see in arbitration. So arbitration, will say, is a method of resolving dispute outside of the courts, where an impartial third party called the arbitrator makes a decision that is usually binding. This one is very empowered. That's, as an arbitrator, you are empowered to make decision. That's, you take decision. You do not just only facilitate, but you also take decision that are not just decision alone, but they are binding. It means that this kind of decision can be enforced in a court of law. Do you understand? That's arbitration for you. Why the mediation does not have that, arbitration has it. It can be, the decision taken under arbitration are enforceable. Do you understand? So what are the process of arbitration? Agreement to arbitrate. Agreement to arbitrate. Parties must agree to submit their disputes to arbitration, often through a clause in a contract or separate arbitration agreement. Do you understand? So parties must, let's go into arbitration. All right. Let's go into arbitration because I feel safe there more than just mediation. Let's go there in for so that in case something happens, we can take it further for enforceable action. So selecting arbitrators. Once you agree that you're going to arbitration, the next thing is to select your arbitrators or arbitrator. So parties choose one or more arbitrators who may be selected based on their expertise in the relevant field. Do you understand? So it may not necessarily be someone that has knowledge about conflict resolution, but maybe in his field and where they are having disagreement or where they are having conflicts, the person is an expert in it. So they can start to choose the person to arbitrate for them. Do you understand? But we expect that you should go to a certified arbitrator because arbitrators have diverse knowledge. Do you understand? They have diverse knowledge and have interest in so many things. Because for us, we are trained to see that conflict exists everywhere. So we show interest in almost everything. Do you understand? We show interest in almost everything. Even in fields that are not ours, we show interest in it. Do you understand? I am not a musician, but I show interest in musician. I can, if it is a music conflict, I can still go there and mediate. Do you understand? Yes, I can go there and arbitrate. It's no issue. It's just for you to know the parties' interest and what they want and the conflict. Do you understand? And if the conflict uh, are so technical, yes, maybe it has technical terms that needs to. And if you don't have knowledge, you can employ someone who have knowledge to help you for the interpretation of those technicalities. Then we'll talk about preliminary hearings. All right. So after you select the arbitrators, the next thing is what? A preliminary hearing. A hearing may be held to discuss the procedure, timeline, and any preliminary matters. Do you understand? So any preliminary matters. So any preliminary matters maybe. So you just call the persons to, all right, okay, what's happening, what is so you hear some preliminary matters and then you move on. Then discovery. Both parties may exchange evidence and information. So in arbitration, uh, there's possibility to submit evidence here and there or information or data that may help in the process. All right. So although the discovery process in arbitration is typically more limited than in litigation, do you understand? In litigation, once it's litigation, they will come court of law. It's a order. There's an order of injunction, order of this one. We have warrant to search warrant, and this one you have it. Do you understand? So you come with this, and then you have no limitation. But in arbitration, there may be limitations. There may be some information that you need that they will not give you. Do you understand? There's some evidence you may be looking for and you may deny. Do you understand? So hearing, a formal hearing is conducted where both parties present their cases, including evidence and witnesses where possible. Do you understand? And then we'll talk about award issuance. After the hearing, the arbitrator issues a written decision known as an award, which outlines the findings and any remedies. All right. So based on what people have said before the arbitrators or the arbitrator, he or she writes a final statement based on based on your discussions, and then maybe award uh, here and there. Do you understand? So let's look at types of arbitration. So we'll discuss the process of arbitration. We'll say it has to do with what? It has to do with the agreement to arbitrate, then selection of what arbitrators, and then preliminary hearings, discovery, hearing proper, and then award issuance. Do you understand? These are the process. These are the procedures. All right. Let's look at the types of arbitration. We have two basic types of arbitration: binding arbitration, binding arbitration. The decision made by the arbitrator is final and legally enforceable. That is, the decision arbitrator takes are final and can be legally enforced in the court of law. Do you understand? They can be enforced anywhere they can be. That is, once the arbitrator says it can be implemented. Do you understand? So, with limited grounds for appeal, that's you cannot appeal it. So this type is commonly used in commercial and consumer contract. Used in what? Commercial and consumer contract. Now binding arbitration. Now binding arbitration. The arbitrator's decision is advisory. You understand? And not enforceable unless both parties agree to accept it. These types allow parties to gauge the strength and weaknesses of their cases before proceeding to litigation if desired. So now, in this case, the arbitrator may feel that, well, I don't have the powers to make a final decision here, but I can advise. So he may give his own advice. So if the parties look at the advice he give that didn't okay, they can go with that. But if they feel that it's not enough, they can proceed to court. They can still proceed and do their litigation. So let's look at the enforcement. Also, we'll talk about the two types of arbitration. We'll say it's what? Binding and non-binding arbitration. I hope you not forget if I ask you. So I tell you, ask you a question. The following are types of arbitration except one. You understand? So I hope you'll not you'll not fear this one. So enforcement of awards. So legal framework. So in many jurisdictions, the enforcement of arbitration award is governed by international treaties like the New York Convention and national laws. All right. So that is a legal framework. In many jurisdictions, the enforcement of arbitration award is governed by international treaties like the New York Convention and national laws. Recognition and enforcement. Courts generally recognize arbitration awards. That is court. Welcome them. So if you think that it's an arbitrator that takes decision, so you can go to court and just appeal anyhow, court welcome decision taken by the arbitrators. Do you understand? And enforcement can be sought through a legal process. Challenges to enforcement are limited and typically revolve around issues like procedural fairness or public policy. Domestic and international. Domestic and what? Domestic and international. Enforcement procedures may differ based on whether the arbitration was domestic or international, with international awards often enjoying broader enforcement mechanism under treaties. All right. So let's look at steps for enforcement. What are the steps for enforcing arbitrators' awards? One, application for enforcement. The party seeking enforcement must file an application in the appropriate court, often where the award's debtor, that's the party required to pay or comply, is located, or where the assets are situated. So after the arbitrator issue the award, you go and file for its enforcement in the court of law. Do you understand? So that's why yesterday we were talking about the areas whereby ADR complement litigation. Do you understand? We're talking about how alternative disputes complement. I think we saw the areas where alternative dispute can complement the legal system, right? So this is what we're talking about here. So after the arbitration award, you can see go out there and file for its enforcement. Do you understand? You go and file for what? Its enforcement. Then recognition of award. The court will typically first assess whether the award is valid under the relevant legal framework. This includes checking whether the parties had a valid arbitration agreement, whether the arbitration process adhered to the agreed procedure and principles of fairness, whether the award is within the scope of the arbitration agreement. So if any of these is violated, there may be a temptation to deny such enforcement. Then we have grounds for refusal grounds for what? Refusal. Courts may refuse enforcement on limited grounds, such as the parties were not given proper notice of the arbitration, the award deals with matters not contemplated by or falling within the terms of the submissions to the arbitration, the composition of the arbitral tribunal or the arbitration procedure was not in accordance with the agreement of the parties or applicable law, the award is contrary to public policy. In any of these, if any award contravene any of these procedures or processes, then it becomes so challenging to enforce it. Do you understand? So, court decision. If the court finds in favor of enforcement, it will issue an order confirming the award, making it enforceable as a judgment. Making it enforceable as what? A judgment. So that's what it means. So what are the challenges to enforcement? Let's look at the challenges to enforcement. What are the challenges that may confront steps to enforce arbitration award? Limited grounds for appeal. Generally, there are very few grounds on which a party can appeal an arbitrator's decision or the enforcement of an award, which is intended to uphold the finality of arbitration. All right. National versus international context. Enforcement can be more complex in international context due to varying laws and interpretations across jurisdictions. Do you understand? So that's what happens. So, practical consideration, asset location, legal representation. The enforcement process can be influenced by where the assets of the award debtor are located, as enforcement may need to occur in multiple jurisdictions. So all of those things are being considered. Legal representation, engaging legal experts familiar with both domestic and international arbitration laws can be crucial for effective enforcement, and this can be also a challenge. You get somebody who is vast in all the domestic and international laws sometimes may be challenging. So let's look at the last aspect of this training today's training, which is negotiation. We're going to look at negotiation. So we're going to look at the strategies, styles, and techniques of what? Negotiation. We're going to look at the strategies, styles, and techniques of negotiation. All right. So let's look at them. Styles, strategies, and techniques of negotiation. What's negotiation? We say negotiation is a process where two or more parties communicate to reach what? An agreement. Effective negotiation requires understanding various strategies, styles, and techniques. So let's look at some of the strategies in negotiation. Collaborative, that is win-win. Focus on mutual benefits and finding solutions that satisfy both parties. That's what is involved. So in a collaborative strategy, the goal is not to, win against another, but the goal is that we all win. Do you understand? So winning is for all and not just for one person. So it involves open communication, trust building, and exploring interests suitable for long-term relationships. You understand? So that's number one strategy. Collaborative. Competitive. Another strategy is competitive. This is a win-lose situation. Do you understand? A win-loss situation. So one party aims to win at the expense of the other, like in football. Often involve aggressive tactics and firm position. Now there are some people that can argue very well, and so they argue and maintain their position in order to outsmart someone. Useful in one-time negotiation where relationship preservation is not a priority. Do you understand? There are some cases that you don't have any relationship with that person, and so preserving relationship is not an issue. It's not a marriage matter. Do you understand? It's not a business partner. So this one, just a matter just happen. Maybe you may not even see that person again. So you must win. You understand? So competitive competitiveness is also there. Then compromising. Both parties make concessions to reach a mutually acceptable solution. Both parties does what? Make concession. That is, they give up to take something. Do you understand? And then we go balances the need of both sides, but may not fully satisfy either parties. So that's what it is. Avoiding, that is, you are not willing to your satisfaction, but at least at all, now we say bad pass, ba. So at all, now in bad pass. So win, I win. Whether it's small or but I don't win. Do you understand? So that's what it means. A compromise, very important. So avoiding, one party withdraws from the negotiation or postpones it, used when the issue is trivial or the potential for conflict is high, can lead to unresolved issues if overused. That is, you are every matter you avoid. You cannot continue to avoid, stand and resolve problems, because if you do not do, problem lingers, they persist, they subsist. Do you understand? And they affect productivity and productive relationships. So accommodating, one party concedes to the other's demands. That's, you are so generous enough to accommodate or let go. So useful for maintaining a relationship, but may lead to resentment if overdone. Do you understand? So don't accommodate to a point that you'll be boiling inside. That is, you let go, but in your mind, in your church mind, you are not just Kai. Whenever you remember it, you feel it. Say Kai. I don't know whether I take the most foolish decision in my life, but I've done. Do you understand? So it keeps that kind of resentment is there. Negotiation style. Let's look at some of negotiation style. Analytical. We have analytical style, data driven, and logical, focusing on facts and figures. So analytical, that is, you analyze every data that is before you, every fact, every figure before you. Prefers structured approaches and detailed plans. Prefers what? Structured approaches and what? Detailed plans. That is a structural approach that you take step here and take another, and then you go. You understand? Just like we have structured this course like this. You go, module 1, module 2, module 3, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 1, session 1, 2, and 3. We're organized in that manner. Do you understand? So structured, way structured. So effective in negotiations requiring in-depth analysis. So analytical styles, that's number 1. Number 2, amiable styles. Relationships focused, prioritizing harmony and understanding. It's relational focus. Do you understand? Here, relationship is a matter. Seek consensus and values the feelings of others. Seeking consensus and valuing the feelings of others, right? Best for collaborative negotiation. Is best in collaborative negotiation where win-win is being considered. So express a driver. Then we have another negotiation style called driver, all right? Results oriented and assertive, often taking charge of the negotiation, all right? So prefer fast-paced discussions and direct communication. Effective in competitive environment. Effective in what? Competitive environment. Drivers. So focus on results, all right, and assertiveness. So expressive, emotionally driven, and enthusiastic, focusing on ideas and vision. So you express the ideas so enthusiastically. Do you understand? So enthusiastically. And so values creativity and innovation in solutions. That is, you want to try new things, right? You want to take certain steps to arrive at something. So good for brainstorming sessions, but may lack attention to details. That is express to express, but not as details like this, but you can brainstorm. Do you understand? So let's look at some of the negotiation techniques. So what are the negotiation styles that we talk about? We'll talk about analytical, talk about amiable, we'll talk about driver, talk about expressive. These are the types of what, or the styles of negotiation. Let's look at negotiation techniques. Negotiation techniques. So preparation and planning. Research the other party's needs, interests, and potential objections. Objections. All right. So what would the other party come to say? What are their interests? What would they be looking at, and what would be their demand, and what would they say no to it? Do you understand? Based on our presentation, so you have to research all of that. So it's part of preparation. Define your goals, alternatives. That's partner and limits. So you have to define your goals, right? Define your goals. What do you want to achieve? Do you have any alternatives? And what is my limit? The limit you can go. Do you understand? You have to know all of that. Active listening. Fully engage with the other party's statement. Show empathy and understanding. Show empathy, except you are engaging the competitive aspect of negotiation. Otherwise, you have to show interest and show empathy where possible. Help build rapport and uncover on underlying interest. So, framing, presenting information in a way that influences perception and decision making. So, choose words and context that align with the desired outcome. So, this is what you do. Do you understand? So, questioning. Questioning also is very important in negotiation. Use open-ended questions to gather information, clarify points. Do you understand? It helps to explore the other party's motivation and interest. So because when you ask questions, you know more. What is pushing them to behave or demand what they're demanding? Do you understand? Because only when you ask questions that you can get more information and facts. So anchoring, setting a reference point and anchor to influence the negotiation range. Early offers can establish expectations for the negotiation. So offer something. Let's hook on something. This is what we're going to give. Or this is what we're going to consider. Do you understand? So this at least it anchors something. Do you understand? Hold on something. So concessions. Strategically offering concessions to build goodwill and encourage reciprocity. Do you understand? So by the time you give a concession, somebody may reciprocate that gesture with also another concession. Do you understand? And then you make progress. And then ensure concessions are carefully considered and not overly generous. And not overly generous. Do you understand? Don't overdo. Don't overdo. It's you just give so that it do not affect you and it not affect your outcome they are looking for. So body language and non-verbal cues. Body language and non-verbal cues are also very important. All right. Party, pay attention to non-verbal signals such as posture, all right, eye contact, and facial expression. All of these are very, very crucial for you to be able to understand where the discussion is going, how it flows. All right. So it's very important. So this is the much we'll cover today. All right. This is the much we'll cover today. So by tomorrow, after our induction, we are still going to have a class and we are going to go deep into mediation, deeper into mediation. So you come. So after that, we'll go in deeper into arbitration. We'll go deeper into negotiation. And we'll keep going like that until we exhaust what we have for you in this training. So thank you very much for taking time to be part of this meeting. I hope you learned something. Hope you learned something new. And then, like I said, we are taking your attendance serious. So just if you are part of this meeting, just remain consistent. And where you have any challenge to join, we have our WhatsApp group, and I believe you are in the WhatsApp group. And if you are not in the WhatsApp group, let us know that you are not in that our WhatsApp group for ADR, so that we can add you up. But if you are there and you have any challenge, chat any of our admins, tell them your challenge. I've been receiving such kind of chat. You understand? So, but if you notice that you are consistent in giving excuses, we will still deny you the opportunity. So that is it. So this is a free training, but you must obey the ground rules so that we know that you participate effectively. It's not just come and grab certificate and go. We are not so generous like that to give you certificates so generously like that. Do you understand? It will give you certificate that is deserving if you are participating well and actively, and you know that yes, you deserve it. We'll give you an opportunity to take an examination. If you pass your examination, why not? We'll give you your certificate. But it's not a we are not we are Father Christmas, but sometimes we can deny you the rights or the gift. Do you understand? So that is it. So thank you very much, and we appreciate you. And some of you that are talking about exams, yes, your examination is ready. So we are also ready for you. Your examination is ready. So tomorrow, when you finish your exams, screenshot, all right, screenshot your scores. But apart from that, we're going to finish, when we finish our training before you write your exams. So I'm going to share the link of the exams, 8:50. By then, we must have done with our training here before we go into the exams. All right, so 8:50, I'm going to share the link of the training of the exams with you. So just make sure you finish all your preparation and you are ready for your exam before you join the training. And don't dodge this training because you want to go and prepare for exam. You fail. Okay, nobody's going to fail anyway. So let's see tomorrow, all right? You are going to write your exams by 9 p.m. 9 p.m. I'll still give an update in the group. So I'm going to share the link by 9:50. So, and the examination is timed. It's just 1 hour. We set 50 questions only. 50 questions. And it's timed. So you have just 1 hour to answer 50 questions. And it's going to be, pass marks is 35. Once you have 35%, you pass. You understand? So that's it. So can we call it a day now? I have to go and prepare. I have induction tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow by 8 or by 7 p.m. I'll see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. The exam is coming up by 9 p.m. tomorrow. Those of you are asking, examination is coming up by 9 p.m. tomorrow. And the link will be shared in our WhatsApp group nobody should chat me privately. Don't chat me for link privately, please. Don't chat me privately for link for examination for emotional intelligence. I'm going to share it in our WhatsApp group. So make sure you find yourself in that WhatsApp group. It's only this training. It's all this ADR training that we are going to share link privately. Those that are participating consistently. You see your details here. So that's what we're going to do. So that's it. So see you tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful night rest. Bye.